really goes back to college. I was a college agent, and I was just looking for anything that paid during the summer of my junior, in between my junior and senior year, and like, well, I life insurance, sure, I could sell that. Why not? Let's see how that goes. And at the end of that, not knowing that they pretty much, if you can breathe still, at the end of that time frame, they want you to stay on. They offered me a job. So through my senior year, I'm like, God, that'd be great not to have to worry about interviewing at places, doing all that stuff, just have a job. And so I stayed on, and I started that process in Portland, basically. I mean, it was at Oregon State, but that's where I was out of.
So originally then you're going to college, you do an internship, and then you go to, was it like a career capital system? Was it like where did you start out at?
So I started Northwestern Mutual
Okay.
was the company, and basically it was getting the training, all that stuff from them,
Sure.
and going forward. I mean, it's basically you're going to your contacts, your
Yeah.
contact list at that point.
Yeah, you're going into this training program. They're saying get your
Sure.
100 friends and family name, write
Right.
them down. Let's call them. Here's a script, and they're starting to train you on that.
Yeah, back then it was 50, so inflation now is probably 100. So, but yeah, no, it was definitely different. And the key was really, can you move beyond your inner circle?
Yeah,
And that's where they know. I mean, I
yeah,
saw every 10 people that came in, one person stayed.
yeah.
And so it was
Was
somewhat depressing at
yeah.
times, but that's the way it worked.
I'm sure. So starting out from the ground, was it challenging? Was it hard, or was it like, oh, they just plug into this system and it's just a piece of cake?
No, it was not a piece of cake whatsoever, because especially in Portland, I knew 5 people. Like,
Yeah,
it was very, very, it was very tough,
yeah,
doing that, but I moved back to Boise, and, I'd lived here my whole life, and that's when it kinda started taking off a little more.
sure.
But, I didn't have any real responsibilities at that point, and still having a lot of fun. So it was a matter of, all right, I can do this and just kind of skate along and be okay.
Sure.
So,
Okay, so let's put that on. I want to put
okay.
that on hold completely. I want to go back to something that's been a really cool opportunity. Mike and I have coached together. Well, we coached together for many years. Actually, I think it was about 15 years, right?
15, yeah.
And we coached at Boise High School. We coached the varsity soccer team. And Mike, talk to me a little bit about coaching and what you've learned. Mike is still coaching, by the way, at Boise High, and I think it's your 24th year.
It will be coming up 23 years down.
Yeah.
And
And
so,
I'll probably brag, and if I'm wrong, you can correct me later,
sure.
but I think that you are the most winningest high school soccer coach in the state of Idaho. Is that correct?
I'm not sure. There probably is a 4A coach up in Sandpoint. He'd
Okay.
been there for a long time, but yeah, no, it's just longevity
Yeah,
at this
yeah.
point.
It's old age, let's
Right.
be honest.
Exactly.
But hidden behind that old age, I want to talk about when we first started coaching together,
Mhm.
and then when we ended coaching together, and talk to me a little bit about how you've grown as a coach and how that's kind of helped influence you in your business.
Well, in the beginning of coaching, I didn't I mean, what I knew was what I had gone through as a player,
Yeah,
and I didn't really watch what the coach was doing at that point. I listened to him, and I would do things, but it was basically, "Hey, let's go do it." And now, it's different because if at that point, I remember you and I would be like, "Okay, I don't know what to do. Let's make 'em run."
yeah,
It's like,
yeah,
"Hey,
yeah.
let's make sure they're fit." And well, we're never gonna get beat because the other team's fitter than we are.
Yeah,
So, that was definitely different than now,
yeah,
because it's a lot more, let's do things with the ball. Let's make sure there's a lot of touches, a little bit more tactical, than it was. So
yeah.
yeah, I think relating that to business is kind of the same thing.